Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Wednesday, July 16th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Now that high pressure over the western U.S. has significantly weakened, the marine layer has become quite a bit deeper, particularly over the central coast. The colloquial term, no sky July, is definitely in full force across much of coastal California today, though clouds did not extend as far inland across the south coast as was initially thought. This might be because of increasing high-level moisture or the smoke aloft interfering with low cloud development. Clearing will likely be quite sluggish for areas close to the coastline, but the valley should clear quite nicely later this morning. Lots of sunshine is expected over the interior, but temperatures will be quite a bit cooler than recent days. With weakening high pressure, temperatures will cool another 3 to 5 degrees today across the interior, with little change closer to the coast. Highs will fall into the 80s to near 90 at best for the coastal valleys, low to mid-90s for the Central Valley and High Desert, and closer to 105 for the Low Desert. The coastal plains away from the beaches will remain cooler in the 70s with the deep marine layer in place. Higher humidities will continue for the coastal plains today, thanks to the cloud cover, but elsewhere, minimum humidity will improve to around 15 to 30% for most areas, except of course much lower in the deserts. As we go through the rest of this week, high pressure will continue to weaken, which will open the door for a weak disturbance over the coast of the Baja Peninsula to move northward toward Southern California. This disturbance will be overhead Friday into the weekend, keeping cooler temperatures in place, along with higher humidities and the chance for showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will remain mostly steady through the end of the work week with a continued deep marine layer. Night through morning low clouds will likely continue to extend across all the coastal plains and parts of the lower coastal slopes, with slow clearing expected, though there is a good chance that increasing moisture and high cloud cover associated with the disturbance from Baja may interfere with development and coverage of coastal low clouds. Humidity is also expected to remain mostly persistent through the rest of the work week, with minimums largely in the 15 to 30% range away from the marine layer and more in the way of teens across the deserts. No significant wind issues are expected, with typical local and diurnal trends, with occasional breeziness in the typical wind-prone mountain and desert areas during the afternoon and evening hours. The weak disturbance working its way northward from Baja is expected to bring increased subtropical moisture and instability to the region. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are possible over the Sierra and northern deserts this afternoon, ahead of this system, but then there will be a much better chance for more numerous and widespread activity on Thursday and Friday. Activity will be most concentrated over the mountains and deserts of Southern California, as well as the Sierra. There are lesser but still fair chances for isolated shower and storm activity to extend west of the coastal slopes, and limited potential farther north along the central coast. Projections continue to indicate that a good amount of moisture will likely accompany most of the activity, keeping thunderstorms on the wetter side overall, though several dry lightning strikes are possible, particularly on Thursday on the edge of the disturbance as moisture remains more elevated. There is a lesser but still present thunderstorm chance on Saturday before conditions become drier going into next week. This disturbance will likely fizzle out later this weekend while the region is between a troughing pattern to the north and a ridging pattern to the east, which will bring back a dry and quiet weather pattern. This pattern change will bring slight warming to the region into early next week, and humidity will likely lower back into the 12 to 25% range for most areas. No impact weather is expected next week. Fire potential will decrease today as temperatures cool down and humidity increases. Lightning will likely cause new ignitions on Thursday and potentially Friday and Saturday as well. This potential is worth watching over the coming days, particularly for the southern and eastern mountains, which have been persistently dry, and potentially portions of the western mountains as well. Though the associated moisture, relatively cool temperatures, and continued high live fuel moistures across the mid and higher elevations will all serve as barriers to significant short-term growth. Aside from the lightning potential, the overall fire potential will remain lower than normal through the period due to the absence of significant heat, low humidity, or strong winds. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Thursday, July 17th. Have a fantastic day.